E.T. I reviewed this movie before, but I wanted to do a better updated review. This is part of my Spielberg series of reviews, where I review basically every Spielberg movie once a month. Last week, or last month, we did 1941. Now we're doing E.T. I also should mention I am skipping over the Color Purple, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, and some other like franchise ones that I've kind of already done reviews on. Color Purple I did a video on. It's a hard watch, so I don't really have anything to say new on it. So yeah, all my reviews for those stand. But so any other like franchise movies, other than Jaws, are not getting a video in this series. I already did Jaws, by the way. So we're moving on. Next one will be Empire of the Sun, I believe. I'm gonna have to check my list, but I believe that's the next one. So E.T. is a movie that I never really liked as a kid. And you gotta understand, like, I didn't grow up in the 80s when this movie came out, so it's one of those movies that I distinctly remember people in my house watching in the background, so I kind of always remembered the look of E.T. and, like, just basic, like, pop culture knowledge, like, you know the flying scene, you know the dun, 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 dun. But as I got older, I just kind of like wanted to watch E.T. and I threw it on one day. And I just kind of realized, wow, I really love this movie. And also there's a few Spielberg movies like this one that I've grown in appreciation more so when I've learned Spielberg's story. Where Spielberg was a guy who came from a broken home. He is autistic, so you could imagine a lot of the family issues he was dealing with at the time probably hit him harder than a lot of other people. And his family was divorced, and he had a lot of negative things with his father. They were able to reconnect and work things out, and that's really beautiful. And that's you see that in the Fablemans. We'll talk about that more in that video when that comes months from now. But you see that in this movie. You see the, oh, hey, this is the, side of that movie that's interesting. And so I really like this movie quite a bit. Because you see the elements of that in this movie. And there are some of the most powerful elements of the movie. The scenes where the mother is just having to look out a window washing dishes, clearly in pain of that she's having to raise her kids as a single mother, the strain on her that you see, but also the humanity and the humor in that character and that performance is just really beautiful. It's one of the best movie performances in a family movie I think ever, because it's so honest and real that it almost feels like something out of a drama movie, not so much a movie like this. Also, this movie is weird watching as a kid, by the way, because this is not a kid's movie. It is, like, there's kid adventure to it, but there's also a part of it that's like, this movie is really fucking scary. E.T. is not cute. This is not cute. This is fucking horrific. This has, like, wrinkles. There's a part where he dies and gets all shriveled up and gross, and it's actually fucking scary. The government people are, like, literally shot like characters out of a horror movie. And that's why I think when I did my review, when I saw this in IMAX, which was amazing IMAX, by the way, I called it, like, a horror movie. I don't know if I fully agree with that now, because even rewatching it today, I'm like, this is just a really upbeat, fun movie. But there's still, like, parts of it that I'm like, yeah, no doubt this has horror elements to it. Of course, it goes without saying, John Williams' score is amazing, da 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 da. You got the incredible direction from Spielberg and just so many scenes here. The puppeteer work with E.T., I feel like, as much as, like, E.T. is praised, I don't feel like that's something I hear a lot of people praise in reviews. Like, it's a crazy puppeteer work that's pretty great. And, of course, you get young Drew Barrymore in this movie, one of her first performance. And even, like, so young, it's kind of crazy that she was as good as an actress as she was. Like, it's kind of funny. But, yeah. But also, I think that just shows how well, like, Spielberg is able to work with young actors. Because some of the best child actors end up working with Spielberg, and they're pretty fucking amazing. So, great movie. I mean, you don't need me to tell you E.T. is a great movie, but I still want to talk about it in the series. Because it's a movie that I've seen about 4 or 5 times now. Not as much as some people, but I try to grow and like it more. But I will say, I've noticed something about this movie that I do want to bring up before I end this review. Every time I try to show this to someone younger than me, like a younger cousin who's, like 12, 15 years old, they just don't want to watch it. They find it so boring, which I'm really shocked about because it's just so magical, this movie. But like, I kind of get it because when I was a kid, I didn't want to watch it, and it's just kind of weird because it's, this movie has talked so much about being a family movie, but it's not really a movie that I would think of as a family movie in the sense that, like, it's kind of fucking scary, like I said, and then there's parts of it that are slow and boring because they're more drama focused on this mother who's dealing with a lot and things like that. So I don't know. I think it's still a great movie and you can watch it as a family, but it's kind of like Jurassic Park. Like when family members tried to show me that movie as a kid, that first one, I didn't really want to watch it. But of course now I love it and appreciate it. Those, I feel like Jurassic Park is a little bit different. I think a lot of kids love Jurassic Park, so I don't know. Maybe that's not a great comparison, but I'm just pointing that out. Thought that was interesting.